warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Fariza Khalida binti Mohamed. I am from Section 1, ENGL 2331, Islamic Literature in English. Today I will present on a book by a Canadian academic, Katherine Bullock, entitled Rethinking Muslim Women and the Veil. I will highlight a few important points that emphasizes on the significance of hijab to Muslim women that were discussed in this book, mainly from chapter 3, 4 and 5. In the chapter 3, multiple meanings of hijab from Katherine Bullock, there are several key points highlighted regarding the significance of hijab for Muslim women. Firstly, Bullock emphasizes that the motivation for wearing hijab are diverse, which it also include personal faith, cultural identity, and also resistance to Western beauty standard. She argues that hijab can be an empowering choice to Muslim women, which it allows women to assert their personality rather than being merely a symbol of oppression, which oftenly portrayed by the Western narrative. Additionally, she critiques this stereotype by underscoring the importance of recognizing women's power in defining their own experiences with hijab. In this chapter also, the author discussed how the meaning of hijab varies based on the individual circumstances and socio-political context, which it advocates for a refinement understanding that respect the complexities of Muslim women's life. In the chapter 4, entitled Mercy and the Discourse on the Veil, from Katherine Bullock, the author highlights Fatima Mercy's significant contribution to understanding the veil and women's rights in Islam. Mercy challenged prevalent stereotype that depicts the veil solely as a symbol of oppression, emphasizing that many women choose to wear it and possess power in their decisions. She advocates for a historical analysis of Islamic texts, arguing that patriarchal interpretation that have distorted the original teaching of Islam regarding gender equality. As a key figure in Islamic feminism, she calls for a reinterpretation of religious texts to reveal alternative models of femininity that empower women. She also critiques that the male elite in early Islamic history for monopolizing power and misinterpreting Islam to justify women's subordination, which it soon advocate for a more equitable understanding of women's role in both public and private settings. In the chapter 5, an alternative theory of the veil, the author challenged conventional views that label hijab as inherently oppressive. She argues that such a perception often comes from Western frameworks that overlook cultural context. She also asserts that hijab can be a powerful form of empowerment, enabling women to express their own identity and also spirituality on their own terms. Additionally, she also critiques the concept of the male gaze, suggesting that wearing hijab can serve as a resistance against objectification and also sexualization. The center of her argument in this book, many women choose to wear hijab out of personal conviction rather than by force. By advocating for this refined understanding of the significance of hijab to Muslim women, Bullock highlights the complexity of hijab and the diverse experience of Muslim women who choose to wear it, and she also urging us to recognize their struggles, the Muslim women's struggles, to fight against the oppression that they face just to fight for their veil. Relating the current situations to the key points of this discussion, we can observe significant parallels in contemporary issues faced by Muslim women, highlighting in France and Iran. Firstly, the perception of oppression versus empowerment. In France, the controversy surrounding the ban on hijabs for female Muslim athletes at the 2024 Paris Olympic represents the perception of hijab as a symbol of oppression. The French government enforced secularism by prohibiting athletes from wearing hijabs, which argue that it maintains the public order and uphold principle of neutrality. This stance actually overlooks the empowerment many Muslim women, which how they feel when wearing the hijab, as expressed by sprinter Songkamba Sila, who highlighted her exclusion from the opening ceremony due to her choice to wear a headscarf. Actually, this policy reinforces negative stereotypes and fails to recognize the choice of women to wear what they want to wear, okay, as for instance the hijab as a form of personal expression and identity. Secondly, the resistance against objectification. The recent protests in Iran against compulsory hijab laws reflect a powerful form of resistance against objectification and control over women's bodies. A notable incident involved a young woman at Tehran Islamic Azad University who stripped to her underwear in defense of morality, police enforcing hijab mandates. This act actually symbolized a rejection of state-imposed dress code that objectify women, and it also limit their autonomy. The widespread support for movement like Women, Live and Freedom demonstrate how women are actively resisting societal norms that seek to define their identities based on clothing, thereby reclaiming their own choice. Lastly, the importance of choice. These ongoing struggles in both France and also Iran highlight the critical importance of choice regarding hijab. In Iran, women are fighting against military violence law that strip them of their right to choose how they want to present themselves. Conversely, in France, while the government claims to uphold secular values, the bans on hijabs in sports effectively denies Muslim women to Muslim women freedom to participate fully in society, in the sports society, while expressing their religious identity. This both situation illustrate how the lack of choice regarding hijab can lead to discrimination and marginalization, which it also emphasizes the need for policies that respect individuals' choice and also empower women to make their own decisions about their own bodies. Okay. To conclude, this discussion surrounding hijabs today reveals its complex and multifaceted meanings, which articulated in Katherine Bullock's Rethinking Muslim Women and the Veil. These current situations in countries like France and also Iran underscore the critical themes of empowerment, resistance, and choice that are central to understanding the experience of Muslim women who wear hijabs. The contemporary issues that are occurring in France and also Iran, for instance, illustrate the urgent need for a refined understanding of hijab that respects individual choices and recognize the diverse motivation behind its practice. By challenging stereotypes and advocating for policies that empower rather than constrain, society can foster an environment where Muslim women are free to express their identities without fear of discrimination or marginalization. Ultimately, embracing the complexity of hijab not only enrich our understanding of cultural diversity, but it also affirms the rights and voices of Muslim women across the planet.